Hey guys, what is up? It's me, Connor Oakland, coming at you with some more Pokemon Sapphire from our marathon. Last time we left off, I was going to tell you the secret to tricks and why they're only for kids. And here's the thing: tricks has a special chemical in it, and it allows kids to be, well, kids. All children's cereals have them. They're found in very many sugary things. And when you become adults, either your body rejects the sugar compound, forcing you to become an adult, or you stay childlike forever. Now, many scientists believe that this is a very bad thing, and don't try to make tricks only for kids. But however, you can buy tricks for yourself. Buy tricks for your parents. Force them to eat them. They will become more cheery, more delightful, more wonderful and spontaneous individuals. They may get fired from their job too, so from being too spontaneous and just yelling burritos. Yeah, that happened once. This guy I know, he's a good guy. He was gonna go to the Olympics, but he passed. He was like, nah, I can beat everyone. There's no real point in me going. He actually ran against. He actually beat Usain Bolt by like 7 minutes. Not even 7 minutes, like 2 seconds. He was like, yeah, I don't need to go. I'm the best. So, yeah, Usain Bolt got the medal, and he's kind of just being fast, just chilling on his couch. I mean, with that type of speed, I would be selling it. Like, hey, you want me to run to your friend's house and pass him that note? Yeah. He'd be like, yeah. Alright, it's gonna cost you like $3. And I'd be like, okay. I'd like give him some cash, and he'd run down the hall and give my friend the note, and I'd be like, ooh. But then again, that's just me. Yeah. Oh, my Pokemon. They're no good. They lack the oomph. They lack the oomph of mini Pokemons. I bet I could probably take the gym later on, right now. Well, after I heal him, but... I wonder what... All this time we've been speed walking. And I want to speed run, but I can't, so... You best be giving up on that idea. Hello! Easy peasy lemon squeezy puzzles. What am I doing? I don't know. After I said these puzzles were easy peasy lemon squeezy. I mess up on a puzzle. And I mess up on one again. Dang. This is not my day. So wait, what if you can't climb ladders? Like, what if you break your hand? Because this is ice you're stepping on. And what would happen if you broke your hand or something? I mean, would the gym leader have to pay you money to get your hand fixed? Or would they just be like, ah, you came in at your own risk? But if that were the case, you could never go back. Like, after you walk into the gym, you're kind of like, oh, if I go back, that ice is gonna shatter. Okay, I should really change up my strategy. If anything, just a wee bit. To make Sky not be the first. Stop. Move on. Okay, you wanna know what? Pokemon. Oh, I'm confused. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I didn't change the strategy earlier. If anyone asks, this is why I don't game late at night. I get baffled in play. Thank you. Wish a card? Yes, I would like to switch my Pokemon to Tyler, the creator. I should have named him that. 14. Yes. Bash to 7. Let's like totally get rid of Growl because I never use it. Man, I'm gonna use Slash on you. Gonna use Slash on you again. Gonna use Slash on you again. Take you out. Gonna switch. That's not smart. Gonna use Slash. Then I'm gonna send out Lewis. Gonna use Nightshade. Gonna use Nightshade again. Oh, that's just being douchery. That's just douchebaggery at its best right there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Mind if I get some of that HP? Damage are you doing? Not enough damage. Wanna know how much damage you're doing? Not enough. I say this, and then I'm gonna get hit by confusion. Darn it. Not now. We're so close. We're so close to victory. I can taste it. Oh, it's it. I'm not even gonna call that thing by its name. And I have nothing. Let's make this one count. Or we could not make it count. Oh, I wiped out and I lost. How much money? How much money did I lose? Oh, we still have 13,000. In truth, we could probably take him on again, but I want my Pokemon to actually be able to do something. Because her Pokemon, which means I'm training these 3 loonies. Actually, you are not really a loony, because you can kind of take your own. And I really don't care about Winkle. These 2 loonies do something, because they need to do something. Do some attack damage. Interesting. Interesting. This is interesting. Attack, defense, special attack, special defense. That's one thing that I don't understand. Special attack and special defense. Especially in these games. Something that I just couldn't grasp. I didn't care. I was just playing these games just for fun, like I am now. With the goal of becoming the very best no one's ever had. So Pokemon, or at least the show, in my opinion, is kind of just getting worse and worse. In my opinion, it's because of Ash and Brock. And you wanna know why? in theory, Brock has a gym to run. And mind you, Misty in one of the episodes of Pokemon, Misty comes back. But mind you, Misty was only in there for one episode. Misty went back to run her gym. Grr. Misty went back to run her own gym. Which is something that I think Brock should do. I mean, not that Brock's is bad or he needs to get kicked from the show. I'm just saying, technically speaking, another one of my friends is playing Team Fortress 2. Now I'm still waiting for it to load. But Brock technically ran a gym. I mean, if I were Brock personally, I don't even understand why Brock went. Oh, Brock wanted to see the world, meet all the pretty ladies, be a culinary master. There's something along those lines. But really? My question is, how do these guys get money? I mean, Ash is freaking a bull. Nah. I don't even think Ash is 10. I think every season Ash has like a birthday or two. I mean, if he doesn't have a birthday or two, I would be honestly scared. I have to feel that every episode's kind of like 2 weeks spread out, you know? Unless it's like supposed to be followed up. But each Pokemon series, they're gonna have its own curve. But I feel that they should kind of ditch Ash. Me personally, that's my personal opinion. I know I might get a little bit of hate for this, but for me personally, Ash shouldn't really be a selling point. You have this wonderful world, you have this wonderful environment, and even in the Pokemon world now, you have games that don't necessarily revolve around catching Pokemon. You have Pokemon Adventure or something like that, where pretty much you're a Pokemon. And they have other shows, like Pokemon Rescue Squad. I mean, gosh, there are so many other concepts, other places where they could go with the Pokemon TV show. But I feel that they're just so stuck on Ash, this character that they've been building up for 10 years. And honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. Really, I'm not saying that they should ditch Ash entirely. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you're still dragging around a 10-year-old carcass. It's been beaten up, and in all honesty, it's kind of been overused. Like in every single Pokemon thing, they have Team Rocket. They have the same old Team Rocket grunts. But you look at that, and you're like, wait, Team Rocket's way out of their jurisdiction. Because Team Rocket is Kanto. No. One thing that me personally, I would like to see
I'd like to see, like, a gang rivalry. And, like, a Pokemon Generations thing where they kind of combine all the Pokemon worlds. And you aren't fighting against just one. You aren't fighting against just Team Aqua or just Team Magma. You aren't fighting against just Team Rocket. You're fighting against everyone. And me personally, I would love that. I would love it so that you get the nostalgia feature. You get that feature like, oh, you got Team Rocket. Yay. And you also got, like, all the other people, too. You got not only Team Rocket, but you also have a lot of other characters that people like. People have grown up with. Like, freaking Team Aqua and... Me personally, I grew up with Team Rocket. But not everyone has grown up with Team Rocket. Some people's first gym people were Team Magma or someone like that. And I feel that isolating it so that it's a new one is kind of... And then dragging along some of that old crusty thing and not bringing along some of the newer things that you've already introduced is kind of selling yourself short. But then again, it may just be Nintendo trying to remember the glory days when Pokemon was all fresh, shiny, and no one really hated it because it was so awesome. It was so good at what it did. Everyone loved it, and there were only 150. And one thing that I wonder is, what if there wasn't another... What if there weren't all these sequels to the Pokemon games? Like, what if there were all these mixtures? Because that would be awesome. In all honesty, I would love to see, like, a cross-region Pokemon game. And by that, I don't mean... Oh, look, you go to one region, then you go to the other and beat all the stuff. I mean, like, a region where they actually mention the other regions. A game where they actually mention some of the stuff that has happened. Like, in Heart Gold. Or, let's just keep it simple, because I have no clue what Heart Gold was doing. In Ruby and Sapphire, you have Team Aqua, Team Magma, and you have the Blue Orb incident, where it's like raining and it's like spreading all over, right? And really, that could be an analogy to what is happening. To what is happening in all the other games. Like, take for instance, what is happening in Ruby and Sapphire. Like, you'll be in the same world, but things that you did on your playthrough, for, like in Ruby and Sapphire, like in the game that we're playing now, it rains. It rains when Kyogre is released. So, at some given point in the game, you should have it just start pouring down rain for no reason and then just stop. And then everyone be like, oh, what was that deal with that thunderstorm? Oh, it was some thunderstorm, yada yada yada. And something like that. That would, to me, that would be awesome. If they made it like that. If they made it so that not only did you have all the Pokemon games in one, not only did you have all the regions in one, not only did you have all the villains, all the other enemy teams in one, but you also had references to what had happened. Like, you're playing... Okay, let's just look at it this way. If maybe on your first playthrough, you have your playthrough of Fire Red, right? Certain things happen in your playthrough of Fire Red, right? Certain main storylines. And you're playing just, I don't know, maybe a little bit after. Just a wee bit after that, you know? Just like, oh, da 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 da. Like maybe 3 months later. And then, so you have this guy, and he's mentioned. And you're like, oh, he's cool. And that's like cool and stuff. And then at the end, instead of it necessarily being some awesome trainer dude that's been there helping you, it could be someone like Red. Everyone remembers Red. Oh gosh, what's happening with my game? Everyone remembers Red. He was a really interesting guy, especially in the game, right? I don't know why I'm doing this, but Red was a really hardcore trainer, right? But one thing with Red was the fact that Red was Red. But I mean, in Heart Gold, I mean, if you were going to remake this and make this thing possible, then at that point, instead of your champion being some guy that, like, oh, instead of being Gary or someone, have it be Red, and you have to take down Red. That, to me, would be awesome. So you have these guys. You have your former playthroughs, and everything's being referenced from your former playthroughs, but however, you're also still playing. And to me, that would be awesome. However, you'd still have a storyline to it. Like, say, oh yeah, I want to be the best trainer, but my dad was kidnapped by, like... Just make it so that it's interesting, like, oh yeah, I defeated, the Kanto region. But make it weird so that... Make it so that, like, you can't really take any Pokemon with you from different regions until you have your regional, until you have the national dex. Until you have your national dex, which is a complete version of the dex. And, like, after you defeat the, Kanto gym, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go show my parents, and then your mom's kind of, like, sitting down somewhere, and your house is all wrecked. And then you realize, oh, wow, something's happened. And you're like, oh, Mom, what happened? Our house is trashed. And your mom looks at you, somebody took your father. And you're like, I don't know, I think they took them to, some place. And, like, then, boom, you got your mission. You got your storyline plot. And instead of like, hey, I want to be the very best, and then sudden rambly missions, you actually have a story. Like, you have this mysterious new team. Because, like, make it so that it's an interesting concept. It really is. But someone needs to get started on it right away. That's my goal for you guys. Someone needs to get started on this project right away. Make it so. Make it so, make it so, make it so. I mean, the template for it's really already there. All you have to do is really modify some text files, maybe modify some sprites, really. And you wouldn't really have to balance any stats. have it run on like the Pokemon, have it run on like Pokemon Sapphire engine, like on the same engine, and then just like texture would be a pain. Well, yeah, texturing would be a pain. You have to retexture everything. After you retextured everything, re-skinned half the sprites and whatnot, it would be pretty awesome. That is the game Nintendo needs to make. But not only that, they need an entire new world. An entirely new world. Like have it like this. You start off, and when you start off, you're moving. But it's not like, it feels kind of from moving inside, right? Oh, I'm in a moving truck. And you're like, oh, cool. But however, you're in a moving truck. But you moved here from random region number 6. And you're like, oh, I don't want to be here. I wanted to start my journey in another region. And you're like, oh, well, your dad got a pretty nice job as gym leader here. Or something like that. Because Giovanni had been taken out, so he got, like, the job there. That actually makes sense, for those of you that are wondering. Giovanni was the Team Rocket leader. I do believe. So yeah, that happens. And Giovanni's like, I'm talking. Giovanni's all like beaten up. So you do that, and your mom's. Because everyone watches Pokemon on TV, right? So you go, and you defeat the gym leaders, and like, I'm the very best that no one's ever seen. And have someone like, either have Red or have Professor Oak be there. So you start off with one of your good old friendly starters, and then you'll go back home to go talk to your mom, right? And when you go home, your house is trashed. And you're just like, oh no, what happened, Mom? And your mom's like, oh, some yada 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 grunts. Your new grunts are like, oh yeah, they took us and they did stuff, and they were like, oh, we're taking your husband. Because they were watching them battle. And they kind of just took everything and beat everything up. And the game starts kind of there. Not only do you have the basic presets and stuff, and then you go to the ferry, right? The ferry's like, oh, where do you want to go? And a new region's unlocked, and they're like, oh, wait, you can't leave yet. If you're gonna go look for your father, you have to do such and such, such and such. But mind you, you can't keep your Pokemon. So so you're gonna have to catch all new ones when you get there. So I want you to have this, and it's the next deck, and they do that every time. So till eventually you get there. And the level progression would be, it would either be just as tight or just as balanced. But when you get to your new region, when you get to the region that you were originally from, you can go to your box and you're like, oh, well, it's an all-out war, because this is a region. It's kind of the center of everything, right? But there's only one way. But every team, every bad guy team has built a bridge over an underwater tunnel sequence, a train station, something. They've made some way. And here, it just becomes a battle royale. And then after you calm down peace, find out your father, hey, son, yes, your goal is to become the very best. You're still not the very best until you defeat the elite Grand Ranger thingy, la da da. And then after that, you're like, oh yeah, okay, Dad, I'll do it to make you proud. And then you go, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then at that point, you're like, because your Pokemon are just like level 70s, level 80s. So the Elite Four, the Grand Champion 17 are all like, oh, I'm super tough. And then after that, the leader guy is like, hey, I'm the leader guy. And he's like, I'm gonna beat you, because I'm the leader guy. It's like, no you don't. And it's like the most epic battle you've ever had, because it's a battle that actually tests your skills, and the computer AI is actually smart. And duh. And one thing that Team Fortress 2 is downloadable. I'm probably gonna play that after this. But one thing that would be really cool is if at the final guy there's an announcer guy, and he go like, hey, guess what? In this battle there will be no healing. So heal up all your Pokemon before you go. So it's actually like it's a real tournament battle. So you can only heal your Pokemon in the room. You can only access your items, you can only access that stuff in a specific hallway, which is right before you go to that room. Otherwise, your bag is, you can't really go to it, you can't equip any more items. And then when you go in there, you fight, you win. If you win, you don't necessarily go, you go back to the bottom. And so on and so on. And I think that would be a really cool thing. And someone better get started on it. Because if they don't, I'm gonna freak. After all, my name's Connor Osborne, and guys, haters gonna hate, haters gonna hate, gamers gonna game. I'm really looking forward to the new Team Fortress 2 maps. In the new game mode that they added. My name's Connor Osborne. Haters gonna hate, haters gonna hate, and haters gonna hate, gamers gonna game, and haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate, gamers gonna game, and haters gonna hate. Yeah, that is right. What am I thinking? My name's Connor Osborne. If you guys enjoyed, please comment, like, or subscribe in the video down below. Peace off, guys.